And good morning, everybody. It's Craig Hemingway, Communications Manager for the City of Moose Jaw. Thank you for joining us for our media briefing with Mayor Fraser Tolmie and Moose Jaw City Manager Jim Pufalt. Mayor Tolmie and Mr. Pufalt will both read opening statements, and then we'll be taking media questions. On the line today is Jason Antonio from the Moose Jaw Today, and also Zach Drake from Discover Moose Jaw. So having said that, Mayor Tolmie, you can lead things off.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Craig, thank you very much for the introduction. In previous statements, we have stated that we want to do our best to keep the residents of Moose Jaw informed of changes that are being implemented due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we're using this opportunity to use our YouTube channel to reach out to our communities in this way. This past week, most of our councillors have been able to participate in an open forum held by the Chamber of Commerce. The business community is important to both council and administration. There is a plan with recommendations being brought forward to the April 13th council meeting. This plan is based on prudent and sound economic planning to help our businesses and our residents. The recommendations being brought forward on the April 13th council meeting will be implemented on the April 13th council meeting. Any ratification of decisions would not impact a business's ability to plan. Please know that we have not issued tax notices at this time. They don't normally come out until May, but I just think that's important for people to understand that no tax notices have been issued at this time. We are taking a very calm and methodical approach to help the businesses in our community. When navigating rough waters, you need a steady hand at the helm. There have been times when people have made decisions which have in the short term saved pennies on the dollar. The consequences of those decisions can, at times, and have been costly in both time and dollars in future years. We want to make decisions that help our present situation and reduce costly mistakes to the future. Our council cares for you, and you are looking to us to make good decisions for you, our business, and our residents. We have been in communication with local doctors and medical officials, making sure that there is open dialogue between them and City Hall, so that we can solve some of the common problems that we face. I appreciate the efforts of this community who are respecting the recommendations of self-isolating, maintaining social distancing, and maintaining a positive outlook. I encourage every Moose Javian to do their part in helping flatten the curve. We continue to chart unknown territory. Every day is something new, but we will get through this. With that, I'll hand it over to the city manager.
Thank you, Your Worship. First of all, I want to apologize to Smooth 42 last week when I totally mangled their names. We talked about hand sanitizer, how important it is to our essential services. And so we have a sample that I wanted to show for all your hand sanitizing needs. Talk to Smooth 42. Thank you. We want to thank you, Your Worship, for your comments. We want to encourage and let people know that our staff are all healthy. Nobody's being tested for a virus. We're actually finding that staffing wise, we're about the same as a normal winter season for us. So we believe that the social distancing and the lockdown of facilities has helped to maintain our staff's health. Everyone that can work from home is working from home. And as you've seen, we were able to quite rapidly put a electronic council meeting together on the 23rd. We've defined that as working actually quite substantially inside our facilities and how we work together. So those are some of the positive changes from this. And we know there's always a silver lining. And as we work through it, those are the process changes. I think that'll help us in the future. We, of course, want to thank all our staff. They have continued to come to work. We've tried to maintain a safe working environment for everybody. And so and we've talked to our staff about maintaining safe circles or safe zones. And of course, your workplace is a safe zone, your home is a safe zone. And anytime you go out there, be careful because we're all in this together. We have the community to be responsible for, and we need to make sure that we look after each other. So I want to thank our staff for doing that very important work. As we know, our goal was to stabilize our situation, and we've been able to do that. Services and staff-wise, that allowed us to more clearly define what our essential services are. And I'll just read them to you. We released that this morning. Emergency services, fire services, and support staff. And as you know, Moose Jaw Police Service is a separate organization. So again, that's not, we are in close contact with, but not responsible for. Under essential services, water distribution and wastewater sewer utility, including upgrades, repairs, and construction. EMO strategic leadership team in emergency planning. City council regular and executive meetings. Essential items only. We've had discussion that we have to maintain business as best we can, and that's what we endeavor to go forward. And we have some issues that are coming forward on the 13th, as Worship alluded to one that we're working on right now. And again, that was something that was possible when we reached a stable situation, which was really in essence almost certainly a few days ago, probably Monday for sure, we were fairly stable and started looking forward to a longer term view on things. Waste collection and disposal, recycling, waste management facility, transit and paratransit, building facility maintenance, repair, upgrades, and housekeeping, parks, green spaces, and pathway maintenance, repairs, upgrades, and groundskeeping, cemetery services, road construction and maintenance, fleet repair and maintenance, financial information technology, legal communications, and human resources to support the above. The other services that we've just deemed essential for us through the by the municipality, and that is to support the local economy and ensure adherence to only necessary bylaws. So bylaw enforcement, building inspections, land sales, and economic development continues. We need to, while we're managing the situation now, we need to look to the future. We need to maintain our facilities. We need to complete desperately needed upgrades. We cannot kick the can down the road to some degree. And so we need to carry on with those essential type of services. Because when we come out of it, and we will, we need to be able to turn the key and go full bore. And right now, so we need to maintain that level of services. So we are obviously now formulating the long-term logistics and staffing on how we can maintain essential services over the summer. And quite obviously, construction season is rapidly approaching. So we're putting our minds towards that, and that'll all be part of the report that's coming to council on the 13th. And we want to remind people that we are watching over the weekend. We're maintaining a pulse or an eye on what's happening in the community. We're not issuing press releases over the weekend, but everybody's available. Our phones are on, and we're there to deal with anything that happens over the weekend. We want to encourage people. Our parks and playgrounds, not the equipment, and pathways are open over the weekend. But remember the social distancing. And you can phone, if it's not, if you're seeing something that's making you uneasy, you can phone the Moose Jaw Police Service at 694-7600, and they are responsible and looking after the social distancing requirements in the community. And with that, I think we're ready for questions.
Yeah, I believe so. We'll begin up to 3 questions at a time. We'll begin with Jason from Moose Jaw today.
City of Regina recently decided to change the direction of one major pathway in Wascana Park to one direction. I guess, do you see a need at all to do anything similar in Moose Jaw?
It's interesting.
It's not something that we have actively looked at right now. Certainly, as we work towards the longer term logistics, that's a good suggestion. We'll take that into account.
I guess you had sent out the email this morning defining essential services. I guess, why was there a need to explicitly define these? Did you receive questions at all from people?
No, we didn't. Again, it's part of our efforts to inform the public as to what's going on in the community. And I think we want to ensure that, again, the public is aware of who's working and why we're working, and that, some of the very required capital projects are going to proceed because we have really no choice on some of them.
You had mentioned among that list, City Council was still going to meet and things like that. Maybe I missed this, but you had said that there were issues about meeting, or there were issues in connecting.
No, I think what I had said was that we very rapidly were able to put a council meeting together on March 23rd, where people were able to participate more fully. I think that I recall calling into a council meeting, and that's of course permitted under Section 99 of the Cities Act. that you can participate electronically. And I remember calling into a meeting, I had to mute my phone. I think I was on the road. It was something to do with the SAS Power announcement. It was really a poor way to participate in a council meeting. And so we were glad with our information technology that on the 23rd, we were able to have, 3 council members participate virtually, and 1 council member ran committee as deputy mayor. So we think that was very successful for our first try. And of course, we're defining that better as we go. And certainly Teams work is a way to make communications as easy as possible inside our facilities, where we don't particularly want to travel too much between them, but it's nice to be able to see the people that you're talking to. So the Teams process that we're following is starting to provide some very good benefits to our operations.
All right, Discover Moose Jaw.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, first question. So you announced last week dial-up buses would be implemented, and I'm just wondering if ridership has increased and if they're being utilized.
Our numbers indicate about the same number of people using the transit. And then of course the benefit is that for those hours that we're not running regular service, we're not wear and tear on the buses. So that's, I think our numbers are showing very good. And certainly the regular schedule is being utilized pretty well.
Okay, great. Second question, what sanitation measures are put in place for those buses to make sure that they're safe?
Well, very early in the process, we ensured that our drivers had a safe working zone, and that required that we were provided a 6-foot distance from the drivers to the passengers. We are doing extra disinfection on the buses. When the buses stop downtown, I can see it out my window. They are wiping down and disinfecting areas that they can, and then we're doing extra disinfection later on in the day.
Okay, perfect. And last question. I've been hearing, I think around Regina, water usage has been up just because of isolation at home. Have there been any indication that that's happening in Moose Jaw?
Anecdotally, we expect that's the case. We don't have any data yet to support that. That information will be coming, as you're aware. We just closed off March, and that type of information is coming to us along with cash flows and costing. But
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
Like we said, we expect that's the case. There's a lot more people at home right now.
All right, Jason, Moose Jaw today, back to you for follow-ups.
Yeah. Moose Jaw has now been made one of 40 communities in the province to be a testing center. Just wondering what you think of Moose Jaw doing that now.
Well, again, that was a Saskatchewan health initiative. And we're glad that, I think, as I said last week, we're glad that our residents have that same type of quick testing that and easy and convenient to get to that can happen in the community. And so we're glad that Saskatchewan Health was able to place that facility in Moose Jaw. Again, it helps for people to get tested. And again, that's all by referral. You can't just go to the door, but again, it's here, it's available for people, and it's quite easier than having to drive somewhere else to get that service.
Yeah, I would suggest that the city of Moose Jaw recognizes that we also play a role. I mean, we are the fourth largest city in Saskatchewan, and so we are a very convenient location for rural people, and so I think that's important, and that SaskHealth recognized that.
All right, thanks very much.
Okay, anything else to Discover Moose Jaw?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Sorry about you actually answered all of my questions, one of them even in your comments, so I'm all good.
We aim to please.
Thank you very much,
Anything
everybody.
else? Sorry, just one more. Jason, was that it for you?
I know, sorry, I had just said thank you for answering my questions.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. You know what? I'd just like to close off again by saying how proud I am of our city administration, how our councillors are being involved with the community, talking with the local Chamber of Commerce and businesses. Again, we're proud of our community for their attempts to help flatten the curve. We want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to get through this. Thank you for your support. We care about you, and we know that isolation can be very, very difficult. I think it's important that at this time, we've been saying a lot about staying strong, but there are times when people need to reach out and say, I'm going to need some help getting through this, and we've got to figure ways to help our fellow residents get through this. So I want you to reach out to people that that you may have not spoken to in a long time, and just let them know that you care for them, that you love them. I think about my family. I've got a mother and father that are out in Ontario in their 80s, and we're calling them as much as we can to let them know that we love them. So you know what? I would encourage you to do the same. Thanks, Jim, to administration for everything that they're doing, and Craig for organizing these. We will continue to have these press conferences probably this week, coming week. It'll be on Thursday. Just want to wish you all the best, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.